Before Genghis Khan, before Kublai Khan, long before the Yuan dynasty, was Gigas Kanhgos. Hey people, not a lot of people know about Gigas Kanhgos, and I know this is Gigas Kanhgos because it's right here. This is a Gigas Kanhgos, and this is a Kanhgos, and he's a mighty hunter with dogs from dusk till dawn. He's drawn several different ways in many tombs in Egypt, and I believe this one come off of King Tut's casket, and I can't find a good one. This is a drawing of it, but it still has the Gigas Kanhgos up here, and it's a dog, and he's hunting lions here. And it's an easy one to spot in other languages because it doubles up in this. Genesis 10:9. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. And you can see it. Gigas Kanhgos, and Notion carry you. And Nimrod, Gigas Kanhgos, the nation carry you. And you notice in this sweet Septuagint, this was the oldest of the Greek Bibles of the Old Testament. It's just the N-E-B-R-O-D, the Niberu, N-E-B-R-O-D. It's missing the M in the Nimrod. And if you come on down here to the German, you see Unwar ein Gewaltiger Jagger. It's Jagger. Gewaltiger Jagger. Gewaltiger Jagger. The Jagger for Jawa. So if we look up this Jagger, Jägermeister is the hunter, is what they say here. The Jaeger is the hunter, and the Meister is the czar. But I don't believe that means hunter. You can come on down here in biology, the Jagger is a North American name for smaller species of the skua family. These are predatory seabirds. Jäger meaning a hunter, a huntsman, one attending a person of rank or wealth and wearing hunter's costume. Any of several large dark-colored birds in the genus of Stercorarius, of the northern seas that are related to the skua, are strong flyers and tend to harass weaker birds until they drop or disgorge their prey. So if you look in this Greek polyglot, you can see they added the M on the Nimrod now, N-E-M-B-R-O-D, and a giant, a Gigas Kanhgos is a giant hunter with hounds they call a Kanhgos. And this is the best picture I could find of that one off of King Tut, where he's hunting the lions, and always has the dogs there with him hunting lions. And he's the giant. Everybody else is small here, so he's the giant. Yeah, he's the giant compared to everybody else, hunter with dogs. So the two Greek Bibles are written in two different fashions, and they use different words. Sometimes they remove lines and add lines from them in the Hebrew, and they're all a different story. But this is the Nimrod. The Nimrod is this cart that he's riding in. Gigas Kanhgos, the mighty hunter. You can see up in Chronicles, it's given the lineage again, and when it gets down to line 11, it stops with Gigas Kanhgos here, Nimrod, and there is no line 11 through 16 in here, and the same as in the sentence of Shem, there is no line 18 through 23. These were all added in the Greek Bibles in a later Bible to try to match up to the Hebrew because it's a different story. And everybody else, all through here, it's and these are generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth were born to them. Sons after the flood, sons Japheth, Gomer, and Madai, blah, 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 blah. And the sons of Gomer, blah, blah, blah. And the sons of Javan, blah, blah, blah. And from out of these were separated the islands of the nations in their land, according to the tongue, among their tribes and among their nations. The sons of Ham is Cush, but it says shoes here. And Mizraim and forward. That's your word for forward. Forward to the canon. You know, canon is the writings of time. The canon, liturgical writings. You know, put it in the canon. And the sons of Cush, Sheba is the same name, Sheba and Shebata and Rome and Sabbatica. You know, and it's all, and the sons and Sheba again. And then Cush procreated, you know. He didn't have sons, he procreated. The brood. You know, a brood is a family of young animals, especially a bird. Or thinking deeply about something. Of an animal kept to be used for breeding. You know, the brood. But what it's actually saying here is shoes. You know, Shu was the son of God in the Egyptian story when he sneezed, Ashu. But this is the shoes, and the same as in the Hebrew, you know, it's sometimes it's spelt with the K and sometimes it's spelt with the CH, so change it up. But it's shoesed edge. Shoes, you know, D, it's the, you know, in French, which is the closest language of the Mediterranean to this, because everybody knows that the Greeks had all French women over there. So this is shoes the edgin has it on 'em in road, Utus. Here's it too, they nigh. The Gigas epithos goes. And so it's twisting words, you know, ton is fashion. But the chose the edgin has it on numb. And that's why your word numb has a B in it, N-U-M-B, to numb in road. And it's this new suspension they put on here. To numb the road, they set the wheel back, and it's not, the carriage isn't directly connected. The litter isn't directly connected to the carriage. It has a new spring suspension, ultra glide suspension here, and so you get a better shot. You're not getting jarred by the road. Got this new numb road suspension on here. Utus, you know, utus, utus is a Greek word for widget. Utus, and butu means in utu. And so the green one, you know, means young, you know, the new guy, he's green. But it's just the Greek word for per widget, you know, house of widget. And per means fraction. And it's this symbol here. The shoes, the edget has it on 'em in road, utus. Hears it to, you know, adheres. It hears it to, they not, you know, like deny, nay, not, nay, a no vote. They nay Gigas. You know, a jig is the dance of the foot. You know, the G is the camel or the foot, to lift, to carry. The I, the yod, you know, the hand to work or make. So Shu's got the edge and has it on because he rode, you know, and Otus her sat to the not jig as, you know, the foot make carry as, and you're not walking, you know, you're riding, and it gives you an advantage when you get there. You're not wore out from the road. They nigh jig as epithos goes. So this is the pithos, and it's earthenware. You know, these are pithos, and it's the earthenware that had all the pictures on them. That's where your word pictures comes from. You know, the P-I-T-H-S, the pics. The pics, where the pics goes. You know, it's where our word picture come from. And so they're getting earth out of this G, but the GH, you know, is the foot wall. And so the foot wall is the writings, you know, the earth is the writings that's coded in here. But also, the G that Carrie has, the Pithos Carrie has. And so all this this new suspension, is good to not break up your Pitho jars to carry as the Pithos carry as. Shoes the edgin has it on Nummin Road, out as her sat to, they not Gigas the Pithas goes. So this is all poetry playing with words, and you can see, the Kanhgos here, the Kanhgos. That's out there in the jungles of Africa, the Kanhgos. But Hootie is on Gigas, and a gig is a one-night job. Hey, I got a gig over here. It means to finish the job. It's not an hourly project. And Hootie is on Gigas Kanhgos in Antion carry you. And so en replaces the b. It means in when you see it alone, and replaces the b. And so you can read this as Banty on. A Banty is a small person who often behaves in a belligerent manner, small fowl. A Banty chicken is a little chicken that wants to fight everything on the farm. A Banty rooster, a little smaller, aggressive rooster. Banty, small but aggressive. But it's also, in and then anti, against, on. In against, on. The Banty on carry you to Hootie Hoo through, die through. To Hootie Hoo through. To who to the Roosin as Nummin Road. Gigas Kanhgos, Banty on carry you. And so to Hootie Hoo, when they say this is God, this is the God that they worship over there at the Bohemian Club.
Don't you worry, Sergeant. I'm a real good sneaker. When do I leave?
Right now.
Okay, and when I come back, I'll give you my Hootie Hoot.
Good. Hootie Hoot?
Hootie Hoot! Hootie Hoot! Like an owl. That way you won't think it's an enemy trying to sneak up on you.
You yell Hootie Hoo and I'll yell Chicky Chee. Hootie Hoo was what Andy Griffith would say when they would go to their club meeting, was the Hootie Hoo greeting. It's the secret call sign. And so this is the Banty here, the little guys, and they carry the banter. The Banty carries the banner. And so he's not necessarily a giant. These guys are just small. These are Banties. So Hootie's on Gigas, Hootie who has on the job, the Gigas, Kanhgos Banty on carry you. You're carrying Kanhgos Banty, his banter, and carry you. To Hootie Hoo through. To Hootie the Roosin, who the Roosin, to shake 'em up. As in 'em brood, the Gigas Kanhgos Banty on carry you. And so it's kind of hard to read and doesn't make total sense, but it's because they were trying to mirror another set of writings. See, the first set of writings had extra punctuation in it. It looked like this, and so where it says as up here, as Num Road Gigas Kanhgos, in this one it has punctuation, and so it reads as sun backwards, S-O, and then N, as the sun have rode Gigas Kanhgos. And the same, this here, you read it forwards and backwards. This turns different directions. You see it here turn the other direction. It's kind of off here, but it means the next word reads backwards and forwards, or forwards and backwards, depending on the way the tail is and where it's at in the word. And so I'll get on to this in the next one and show you why they left this entire line out. Here, where it's within the days, them honor a names on the 9 which 2. And here they just cut that short. They cut that whole line out. And we have to look off in this Hebrew where it talks about the sons of Cush, the save, which while us vat to Rome, Rome, to sabbatical, to have a sabbatical, to take your 2 weeks off. And so they changed this word Rome completely in the Greek, and that's why they took that line out. It's spelt now Regma, and they changed a bunch of the names in here to make this work, but that's why they took that line out, because that line is missing totally points to Rome and nowhere else, and they didn't want you to know that Rome was alive when this was written. So this is the best information you'll get out of this movie. The word literature, they say it means written works, especially those considered of a superior or lasting artistic merit, or books and writings published on a particular subject, coming from Latin litera, English a letter. And so, they're totally cutting out the origin of this word. This word comes from 3 different words. It comes from litter and and chur. And so this chur, this is the same spelling of the Torah. And it means a tour, a military. You're on tour. You're on the watch. Your job is to make a tour around the city. And it's the tour. And this word litter does not mean trash. How could trash, be literature? It comes from this word litter here. A vehicle containing a bed or a seat enclosed by curtains and carried on men's shoulders or by animals. And so this is where the king sat when he was on tour. He sat in the litter, a tour, and he sat in there and he read and he wrote in the literature.
Don't forget, Hootie Hoot, Hootie Hoot.
I won't forget.
All right, I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.